Hey there and happy Monday. This might be take two for some of you, but I had some technical difficulties. I had to update my business page here, and then the little warnings came up and messages, and as I clicked on them, then it looked like maybe my video is going to be sideways, and I thought, let's just stop right away because I don't want anybody to have, or all of you to have, a sideways view of my project today, because I'm really excited to kick off Deb King's virtual stamp party today. She stepped up to be my next virtual hostess, and I am thrilled to do this for her. Hi there, Lisa. Lisa and I were just texting, chatting, and Lisa got a great delivery of Stampin' Up! Products. And as I look in her box, I'm like, oh, now I want to do Halloween. Now I want to do cute things with gnomes. And now I want to do all sorts of stuff. And I was just telling her how excited I am to bring you these inspirational videos, because this new mini catalog is just so fun. Celebration makes it so much more fun because you can get free extra things during these next couple months. So look for me to come to you often with some inspiration, just because my head is full of fun ideas and new products. Hi there, Arlene. So without delay, here's my card today for Deb King's virtual party, card number 1. Hi there, Fran. And it's really a simple idea, and what I've done with the idea being it's simple is to step it up with little techniques here and there that might be new to you, or you might go, oh yeah, I haven't done that for a while, and yet still keeping the idea of it simple, or something that you can copy this layout with other things that you have too. So that's how I want to do today's card. I'm going to see if I can connect here with my iPad. If not, I'm just not going to make you guys wait for that either, and I might just start with the card anyway. So let me get this turned around here. And yep, my iPad is going. So if you guys have questions as I demo, ask away. I always like that, because then I know that you guys are paying attention. So I've got Deb King's host code there, and so that if anybody wants to order to support her party, or if you like to just order to get the cards that I make for all of my hostesses, that's kind of fun too, to see that happening as well. Okay, so we've got more of like a sympathy card. I am sure I'm not the only one that goes in spurts where you need lots of sympathy cards, and lately I've needed several sympathy cards. So that was kind of like, as I designed the card, the ending was, what should I put for a sentiment? And so that was the last thing I put on it. But know that if you're looking for a dear friend's birthday card, you can put a happy birthday or just a note or something like that to switch up what kind of sentiment you want to put on for the occasion that you're sending it, or hand delivering it, or whatever. So where these products can be found, I'm really going heavy lately on Celebration, because I told everybody how excited I was about the freebie items this time around. It would just like not be true if that I was excited about it if I didn't use them. So here I am using something new to you guys from me, the Wonderful World Stamp Set and Designer Series paper. So if you order $100 worth of product, you get not only a stamp set, you get a paper package as well, and the two coordinate together. So that is for free. And then on my card, the So Sorry, I think you might be surprised, but that comes from a freebie as well. And where I say you might be surprised, it's from the Amazing Phrasing. And so when you look at that, it kind of looks whimsical. It doesn't look very serious, but the So Sorry is where that comes from. And I don't think it looks too whimsical. I think it looks very sincere on there. And I just like the size of that, because the floral images are kind of busy. I like that it really is a nice, bold sentiment to add on to that. And this is a huge stamp set, and that's also free with a $100 order. And there's lots of different sentiments on there. So both of those are found in the Celebration brochure. So let me just kind of show you also, like here's the stamp set. So we've got kind of these 3 main floral images in the stamp set, and then a couple additional pieces to kind of build on the flowers if you want to add that onto there, add some leaves and such. And then this kind of follows through with the paper. So we've got some pretty purples today. This is the one that I'm using today. Kind of has like Orchid Oasis, Starry Sky in there, and then just some nice greenery for a background there. And then what I've seen people doing with these couple of pages is they're hand cutting, fussy cutting, which doesn't take too long. They're cutting out these beautiful designs and having them be the focal point of their cards too. So you might see me doing that for you guys as well. And then we've got a pretty purplish background, more of a pattern than anything. And today's card, we could actually do something, you know, this same type of layout, just switch up the colors because it's kind of a busier background pattern. Maybe even change up the flowers to match the other ones in the stamp set. Then we've got a really pretty nice yellow pattern background. And then here again, like a busier pattern. That's floral, a little bit softer, and then a nice pattern background. And then this is our last kind, or no, there's actually two more. So this one's a little bit busier, maybe smaller scaled, and then we've got smaller scaled pattern flowers there. And then this is the last one. So we've got all these different ones. I've seen people punching these out like with like circle punches or our postage stamp, and then making it look, and you know, actually, you know, looking back, I've been sending cards forever. Some of these remind me of very popular postage stamps that we've had throughout the years. And then once again, kind of a random pattern on the back side there. So that is the free paper that comes with the stamp set here. And then just to show you full size, the amazing phrases, amazing phrasing is the other stamp set that I'm using for the So Sorry sentiment on here. So let me get started. I think the best place to start with this this is kind of my color pattern. I'm pulling, you know, that pretty paper and then matching that up with Starry Sky, and then just pulling in like a little tiny strip of Pear Pizzazz, and then the rest is white. So I'm going to start with this white kind of, I think it's probably like a 4-inch strip. And with that, I'm going to cut out the focal point from my Scalloped Contours dies. And I always like to show you the dies, even if I've used them forever. And these I've used forever. So these are the Scalloped Contour dies. The reason I show them to you is because I want you guys to go, oh yeah, I have that. Or boy, you know, I've had that on my list for a while. Maybe I should cave in and get it because she uses it a lot. But I also want to show you in case you already have it so you don't accidentally order it again. So once in a while that happens, but you guys are usually pretty good about that. And Stampin' Up! Has a great exchange policy too. But that's kind of why I always like to, you know, show you that, because, you know, some people have ordered multiple things, and I don't ever want anybody to feel like they're stuck with that. Okay, so I'm just going to put this sized Scalloped Contours die through my machine here. And it's the only die cutting that I'm doing today. So I'm just going to run that through. And the reason I love the stamp, or excuse me, die, is the fun scalloped edge. And it does that little stitching edge too along there. So it makes it look really special with one pass through there. So I'll set that aside. Now, my technique for today, let me get some scrap paper here. I don't think it's going to go off the sides, but just in case. So what I've done is taken my my stamp here, my stamped image that looks like this, and this is something that I haven't done for a while for you guys, and that is using my Stampin' Right markers. And now these markers are different, not only in size, but how they, yeah, Lisa's saying never. Lisa's saying never to have I ever ordered a double of something. Lisa had in her collection at one time 3 Calypso Coral ink pads. Did I say that out loud? Sometimes it just happens that you like a color and you think you need it. So, okay, I segued. All right, so I'm using these markers today. Do not confuse that you can use Stampin' Blends on your stamps. The Stampin' Blend, if you color and use Stampin' Blends on here, the color will adhere to your stamp. If you huff, if you stamp it out, the color's only going to stay on here and it will not transfer on to cardstock. So do not use your Stampin' Blends on to your stamps. I don't think it hurts them if you've accidentally done that, but you'll know that the purpose for doing it is to stamp something off and it won't work. So these are the Stampin' Right markers. So with the Starry Sky being new, I bought the 5-pack here of the new In Colors markers. And then the other color that I'm using is the Pear Pizzazz. And I happen to have the whole Stampin' Right collection there. So it was easy for me to go and find my Pear Pizzazz from there. These markers, like the Pear Pizzazz, can also be used, or excuse me, purchased like in a color family. If you want all of the soft subtles, then you get your Pear Pizzazz that way. So what I'm going to do is just look for the brush tip end here. Hi there, Joyce. And actually, I want to use my Pear Pizzazz first. Okay, so I'm going to look for the brush tip there, and then I'm going to hold this up, and then I'm just going to color in. Oops, I've got a fuzz here, and I don't want that to make a difference as far as how the stamped image looks. I want Deb's card for her virtual party to look really nice. Okay, so I'm just going to take the brush tip here. I don't try when I use my brush tips to really put the marker tip down. I kind of try and use my side more than anything to keep the tip and the whole marker itself in really good shape. So I know sometimes that's the part that gets damaged if you're not careful with it, but like I often use just the sides, and that works wonderfully. So hopefully that will help you. So I'm just putting my Pear Pizzazz marker on where the greenery, like the stems are, like so. And now I'm going to go with this. So that was the lighter color, and I usually like to start with my lighter color. So if I accidentally get into the area where the darker color should be, then I can easily just go over the top of that, and it works out just fine by covering it up that way. And then also it doesn't muddy the tip of my Pear Pizzazz by getting a darker color on there too. So you can see I'm just using the tip, or excuse me, not the tip, the side of this Starry Sky marker as well. And I'm just brushing on that color. And you'll be able to tell when I stamp this out, and I can tell by markering on here, it's definitely got that distinctive ink look where we've got lighter and darker images that the person has designed on there. And oh yes, Joyce, just in time to see you work with markers. And I haven't used my markers in quite a while, Joyce. I do know that. Okay, so it's been like a full minute or more that I've put on the green, and then the Starry Sky is a little fresher. But you might go, okay, if you marker that on, how long do you have until you're able to just stamp that out and have it be nice? Well, what I do is I huff on it. So putting it up to my mouth and literally huffing on it will remoisten from my breath the ink on there. And then it's just like I just put the fresh marker on there. So that huffing technique makes everything all fresh again. So look at that. We've got a perfectly beautiful stamped image. And like I said, just with the marker, you can see the lighter and darker tones of especially the Starry Sky color, and even a little bit on the Pear Pizzazz. So that's what using these markers are wonderful for. So I've got that, and then what I'm going to do next is kind of build my card base. I think that's what I want to do next before I show you, my little additions and such. So I've got my Starry Sky card base here, and that is folded and scored, at the 4 1/4 this way. And then I've cut that pretty wonderful World Designer Series paper, 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back side of that to complete most of the card base here. And then, like I said, I love with this busier paper here that this just kind of like grounds it, kind of pulls out the color, pulls out a floral image, but just kind of settles everything down. But to help with that, I'm also going to put that on some more Starry Sky paper. So the Starry Sky piece that I'm using here is 4 inches by 2.75, and then this fits on there beautifully. Now before I add this though, I want to take my blending brushes and the Starry Sky ink pad and just just gently brush on a little extra color here. Let me put those markers aside. So I'm just gonna do the counterclockwise thing, kind of start off my paper. And I love these contour dies because the color kind of catches not only on the edges, which it does, but also on the stitching. And then I kind of go a little bit heavier with my pressure there, besides just kind of lightening up as I go towards the inside. So look at how that just softly adds to that, and it kind of matches. It's not the same color, but kind of has that same look of, we've got this lighter color in here, and then it makes everything just look a little bit more colorful than the basic white. So now this is ready to go on my starry sky layer, like so. So I'm just going to put that on top of here. And then this I want to pop up, so I'm going to add some dimensionals. Do one in each corner and one in the middle to have that look nice and popped up, like so. Okay. And then I'm just going to center that. So this is the part where you go, oh, I think I want this free stamp set and paper combination. And then you can pick, you know, something you have for a sentiment, or like I said, I'm using the Amazing Phrasing, which is free through Celebration as well. And that's where I'm pulling out the So Sorry. I could go ahead. So the stamp set that I used, the Wonderful World, that's the red rubber, and this is photopolymer. You can still go now with this marker, any of your Stampin' Write markers, and marker that on the So Sorry. I have my ink pad open now with that same color, so just to make it easier, I'm going to ink that up with my ink pad here on some Pear Pizzazz. So I've got the So Sorry, like so, and like I said, it's really a nice clear font. So this piece is cut 3/4 by 2 inches. And then Deb loves the punches from Stampin' Up. And this is a brand new punch from the holiday catalog called Very Best Trio Punch. I was trying to keep my hostesses in mind, like with what they like. And so thanks, Fran. I'm glad. I hope this is something as a newer stamper that you can maybe like grab onto the concept and make something very similar too. So with the Very Best Trio Punch, you'll see like 3 different punches. One's more elegant, one is just kind of to slice off and give you like a corner punch, and this is the one I'm going to use to thread through some ribbon. And when you use this, you're kind of used to punching like towards you or towards you or towards you for whichever one you want. With this punch, it all wants to just punch straight down. So no matter which one you're using, you give equal pressure straight down. So what I'm going to do is I want this little slice to go right there. And there's a little mark here that's going to show me kind of how to center it. So I'm going to put this straight against here, and it's going to be kind of a nice little wall here that stops it. And then I know with that mark kind of where the center is, and I'm going to push straight down. And then we've got this nice little slit in there. Whoops. And then that's all that comes out of the back side, of course. And then I'm ready to thread through some ribbon. So the ribbon that I'm using is the Starry Sky metallic woven ribbon. Hi there, Pam. And with this, it's a little bit shinier and such. It's kind of got that glitter, but I really liked that it kind of added a little boost to the card without, if it's supposed to be sympathy, without being kind of too glittery or such. And so I just want to kind of flare this out a little bit and kind of just guesstimate that. I'm going to pull it out and grab a second piece of that ribbon about that same length. I could have measured that for you, but often this is literally how I stamp. I kind of do things on the fly. And so on the back of my So Sorry, I'm just going to add some adhesive here. And then on the front in that same spot, add just a little bit more adhesive. So you can see I've got it kind of right where that slit goes, like so. And now I'm going to take these 2 pieces And I'm just gonna feed that through here. I kind of have to give it a little extra push because sometimes that adhesive wants it to stick. And then what I'm gonna try and do is have all 4 of those pieces kind of come out at a different area so that they're not all bunched up in the same spot. And then after I kind of get that flared out like so, then I'm gonna press with my fingers. And then we have kind of that little bit of a tag there like so. And it's a little bit long, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough length on there so that it wasn't too hard to work with. And then what I'm gonna do here is hold on to it, and then with my fingernail just kind of flare out the edges to fan that to give it a little bit more texture and width onto that. Not a lot, but just kind of a tassel look like so. And now this piece I'm also going to add some dimensionals to as well. And having that adhesive on there on both sides, I don't feel like I have to tie any knots or anything. It's just gonna lay flat like so. Whoops. If I have it in the right area, it's gonna lay flat like so. Okay, and there, I think I messed it up a little bit when I was doing my fanning, but I just need to readjust there and then just repress and it'll be good. Okay, so I've got a couple dimensionals there. Yes, and Joyce asked if the stamps or the markers clean up with water on the stamps, and I will show you too. I'm gonna clean that. Oops, I was like, where's my 4th one? I will clean it so that you can see exactly how it does look when it's cleaned off. So I'll do that right away before I forget. And this I'm just going to kind of position like so across the bottom like that. And then we have the "so sorry" on there like so. And now before I forget, I'm just gonna take this is a lot of times what I use for my cleaner, just a water bottle. And I just have my little tea towel thing here, and I'm just going to spray some water on there. All the color runs off. And look at that. So it looks really clean and clear again. All of it, all the ink, the blue ink just ran off. So that cleans up really well. So I love your questions live so that I can show you things live and not just say, yep, it does. And then the last accessory that I want to add onto the front of this card is the brushed brass butterflies. And I'm going to use both I'm going to use 2, and both of these will be the larger of the 2 sizes. They're small and large, and I'm just going to kind of put one on each side of my floral image too to add a little bit of a pop there. And now the fun thing is, since I've started making this card and adding that ink onto here, this image has stayed there with the markers on there. And what I'm going to do is do like a second huff for kind of a stamped off look. It's going to be a lot more subtle than my original image, but I'm just going to once again bring it up to my mouth and huff on it. And then I'm just going to kind of stamp that into the bottom corner for the inside piece of my card. So you can see, like especially the Pear Pizzazz is going to get lighter, but so is this color here. But it's the same image, just a lot lighter. And I think it's such a pretty soft touch to just add to the inside of the card like so. So the "so sorry" can be sympathy. That's what I want to use these for. And yet I'm not adding sympathy in the inside of the for the people that are getting these cards. I'm going to leave just the plain image like that so that somebody can that's getting it can write whatever they want or personalize it for the way that they want to, like so. And I think because I'm using, markers on a different stamp, like this is red rubber, I'm going to take, my towel needs to be washed because I've been just stamping away lately. So you can see here, hopefully, how that color the ink just runs right off from the markers onto my rag here. And you can see how clean that stamp gets. The marker color just comes right off of that too. Thank you, Lisa. And yeah, just really, really pretty. So if you are needing to order something, or if you've already ordered and got the stamp set and the free paper, then you can, like I said, just recreate this card. A lot of the papers in there kind of have a busier side and kind of highlight each different flower in the stamp set, which is kind of fun. So it'll be fun to make up and use up all the paper to coordinate with the stamp set and yet keep using the stamp set too. So thank you, Marilyn. That's very sweet. All right, let me get my camera turned around. Whoops. There we go. And like I said, this kicks off Deb King's virtual stamp party, card number 1. Hi there, Jen. And my next card for Deb's party, card number 2, will be Wednesday, probably in the afternoon again. And I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, but I have some ideas, and I might actually run them past Deb to see what she would like for her next couple of cards. And she's a hard worker, and sometimes she doesn't catch everything live, but she always has great input for things that she'd like to see too. So it'll be fun to see, to run things past her and see what she comes up with based on my ideas too. But I will see you. Oh, thanks, Pam. I will see you guys next Wednesday afternoon. Take care, and I hope you're having a great summer. Bye-bye.